From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Evening Edition.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Hackney.
And I'm Andrea Nakano. We start with breaking news out of Palm Springs. One person is dead with several injured after an explosion this afternoon outside of a fertility clinic. Police now saying they believe the blast was intentional.
Force of the explosion blew rubble onto the street. The clinic says the IVF lab, where they store embryos and eggs, was left unharmed, and the staff are safe and accounted for. We heard from a witness who told a CBS reporter what they saw.
It was insane. I thought it was a massive earthquake coming off of the one we just had a couple weeks ago. The whole building picked up. And then I assumed, when it wasn't an earthquake, that it was probably something that hit our building. But I got out to the rooftop, saw the smoke, then realized it was something else.
Investigators are still on the scene with a press conference expected any moment. Andrea?
Well, back here in the Bay Area, newly sworn in San Francisco police officer has been arrested on suspicion of DUI after a car crash. At least 4 people, including the officer, were hurt. Citizen app video shows a downed pole and 2 cars smashed in the median. The police identified the driver as 28-year-old Ryan Kwong. He graduated from the police academy 2 days ago and had just begun his field training. The crash happened on Sunset Boulevard and Rivera Street just before 2 this morning. Police say 3 people in 1 car were taken to the hospital, with one of the victims suffering life-threatening injuries. The suspect and a passenger were also taken to the hospital. In a statement, San Francisco Police Chief Bill Scott said his heart goes out to the injured victims. He's also said in a statement, "No one is above the law, and our officers know they are expected to obey the law as well as our strict code of conduct, even while off duty."
I'm down in San Jose. Mayor Matt Mahan gave his State of the City address today, calling it a transformative time for the South Bay. And reporting on that, here's Max Darrow.
In his annual State of the City address, San Jose Mayor Matt Mahan laid out his vision for the future by comparing today to the late 90s in Silicon Valley.
There was never a better time to be a San Josean until today.
He looked towards major opportunities for the region.
In 2026, as San Jose becomes the first metro area in history to host both the Super Bowl and World Cup matches in the same year.
And he touted a public safety accomplishment.
Over the past 3 years, our detectives have solved every single homicide in the city of San Jose.
The mayor also doubled down on his tougher stance on addressing the city's homeless crisis and ending what he called the era of encampments.
Over the course of this year, we will open over 1,000 new, safe, dignified places that will be an immediate alternative to encampments and help people turn their lives around. This is more than any other city on the West Coast and likely the nation.
This comes on the heels of his recent proposal to arrest homeless people that refuse multiple offers of shelter, a proposal that has sparked a war of words between Mahan and some Santa Clara County leaders and pushback from homeless advocates.
It's a really disturbing trend because we simply cannot arrest our way out of our homelessness crisis.
Mahan said more shelter and mental health resources are needed, and that will take a regional effort.
Without the support of our state and counties for practical, scalable alternatives to the streets, our most vulnerable neighbors will continue to suffer and die on our watch.
The mayor also addressed the need for more affordable housing, arguing it will be crucial for the region's future viability.
Meantime, in San Francisco, the California Teachers Association and the United Educators of San Francisco held a rally at Embarcadero Plaza to protest federal funding cuts they say hurt public education. Teachers across the state held a Fight for Schools rally this afternoon to protest as well. Those proposed cuts would chop about $16 billion from the state's education budget, affecting California's 6 million public school students. It could mean a $130 million cut to services like summer meals and special education in the 3 largest Bay Area school districts.
We need to service our students in our communities. We live in the United States where those services are a necessity. It's not a luxury. We need to not only educate our students, but we also need to provide the services that community schools provide to our communities.
And similar protests were held in Los Angeles, Sacramento, and San Diego.
At 5, it's a risky job as they face challenges daily. We take a closer look at the skill set needed to become a line worker.
And after some cooler and windier weather today, the heat and wind will be on tomorrow. This area in pink, that is a red flag warning. Fire danger returning to the forecast. I'll let you know how long it's going to stick around for and how hot it's going to get. All things coming up in my full forecast.
Welcome back. Some of the best line workers on the West Coast competed for glory and bragging rights today.
This was at PG&E's annual West Coast Linemen's Rodeo. More than 100 line workers and their families gathered in Livermore to showcase their skills. Events included a pole climbing race and a simulated worker rescue.
Gives everybody an opportunity to showcase their talents and what we do every day in the power delivery industry.
Competition included line workers from PG&E and other West Coast utility companies. Zoe?
Well, you can kind of hear the wind in those videos that we were showing you earlier of people outside in Livermore. Yeah, it's a windy one out there. It's definitely cooler as well. And we're going to continue to see those winds sticking around along with some very high fire danger. This area below my feet, this is a red flag warning that's in effect across the Central Valley, and it's going to continue to be in effect tomorrow and into early Monday morning. And it's also mainly for our most inland communities, but you'll notice this area of very dry air is going to continue to make its way across California. The area in blue that you see, that's the dry air that's going to be making its way south over the next 24 hours. So a very big swath of dry air and windy conditions combined with these temperatures continuing to warm up. Again, that does mean that fire danger is returning to the forecast. Winds are going to pick up as well, and our fire risk is going to continue to increase. As these colors turn from green to yellow to darker orange and red, that means our fire danger is increasing. Again, the Central Valley has that highest risk, but it does extend to our farthest inland communities here in the Bay Area. Taking a closer look at exactly where in the Bay, again, has that highest risk, it's across our inland East Bay communities where we are expecting those winds to turn into that offshore direction. And again, we are expecting that red flag warning to be in effect. Those winds are going to be upwards of 25 to 35 miles an hour. So yes, it's going to be windy inland, but it's the direction of the winds coming in from that offshore direction. It's actually our coastal communities tomorrow afternoon that are going to be even windier than the inland areas, 35 to maybe 45 miles an hour up across our North Bay communities, especially along the coast. Again, those winds are going to be breezy tomorrow, so do keep that in mind. Not only do we have that fire danger, but if you're along the coast, we also have what's known as a storm warning, which basically just means if you have any plans to head out on a small craft or a boat tomorrow, cancel them because it is going to be very churned up along the ocean and is not going to be a great day to spend on the water. You might want to spend it on the beach though, with temperatures continuing to warm up tomorrow afternoon. They'll be really nice and comfortable. Today though, we're sitting in the 60s across most of the Bay Area compared to just 24 hours ago. Definitely feeling that cool down by anywhere from a couple of degrees to nearly 10 degrees from the Santa Clara Valley all the way up to our inland East Bay communities. By tomorrow though, again, we are going to continue to see those high temperatures warming up mid to upper 70s to low 80s. And again, the warmest temperatures also coinciding with the area that does have that highest fire danger. So warm, windy, and dry up across our inland East Bay communities, but even our coastal communities are going to be warming up into the low 60s by tomorrow afternoon. All things to keep our eyes on as we step out over the next several days. That fire danger is going to continue to increase as those winds continue to increase and drier air makes its way over the Bay Area. High pressure is going to deflect basically any and all of the moisture that's sitting over the Pacific Northwest, and it's going to stay that way for at least the next 7 days. Our 7-day forecast again is showing you really warm weather that's going to stick around down through mid next week. Mid to upper 80s to near 90 degrees by Wednesday. Cooling down a bit by the later parts of the week, but you notice what you see every single day of the next 7 is sunny skies, little to no chances for rain. So make sure you keep that in mind and hold on to your hats for the next several days, and no outdoor burning, as again, fire danger is going to be high through Monday. Back to you.
Happening tomorrow, thousands of runners wearing creative costumes will take over this. Can't believe it's time for Beta Breakers again. The annual race starts at the Embarcadero.
It takes runners through 9 neighborhoods all the way to the Great Highway. And keep in mind, many of the roads along the route will be closed. The only north-south crossover points are Embarcadero and 19th.
Have you done Beta Breakers?
No.
This is my first year.
Are you going to do it?
No, I'm not going to do it, but it's my first year being here for it. I'll be working tomorrow morning, unfortunately, but Max will actually be out there live if you want to check it out.
Good morning.
Go Max, go. That's it for us at 5. We'll see you back here at 6.
The CBS Weekend News is coming up next. Good night.